So we are taking all of these women out who just started surfing 4 days ago out onto a boat to surf a remote place here in the most beautiful place in the world with world-class coaches. And every single woman is afraid of the ocean. Every single woman is a new surfer. This is not an advanced surf coaching trip. This is a deep dive into the heart. This is a trip where we're using, yes, ceremony and yes, breathwork and all the modalities, but especially surf to bring all of that up, to bring up the things that we're battling with in our life and work it out in the ocean. It's almost easy in the ceremony space, right? It's contained, it's safe, it's set, but how do we be who it is we really want to be? How do we liberate ourselves out in the wild unknown? And the ocean is the perfect place to practice. So we're taking these women who have trusted me enough, trusted each other enough, who have trusted the process enough to say yes to something they had no idea what they were getting into. Not only is their surfing getting so good in 4 days, but everybody is healing mother wounds, healing sister wounds, healing the am I too much, am I not enough, am I taking up too much space, all these wounds that all of us as women hold, we are healing it right here, right now, for us, for you watching this, for all the people in our life, the ripple effects that healing has, and we're doing it here in a beautiful location like this. Excited to work on in the water.
Woo! Assuming that it's gonna work.
Assuming
Just
it's gonna
believe.
work.
Believe. When you drop in that wave or when you're about to sit up on that board, you accept that, you know, it's okay if you wipe out, it's okay if you don't catch it, it's okay if you miss, but it's also okay if it works out. Like, what if it does?
I have never done something like this before. I've never experienced a group of girls so willing to get together not knowing each other at all, never speaking, having one Zoom call, and just trusting that the trip was completely planned out in a perfect and safe way. And I'm not an ocean person. I'm not a surfer. I am scared and terrified of open water, but when I asked Ray if I could still go and not participate in that section, she gave me a big hell yes, and that's what I needed to hear finally, because I've been going back and forth for probably a couple years on doing anything like this. And then when I got here, the first day I was in the water on a surfboard and still terrified, but it worked. And then the next 4 days I was on a surfboard, and it's just been magical meeting girls that I've never even dreamed of meeting, and surrounding myself with such a beautiful place with supportive women, and there's nothing that pushes you more than wanting to push yourself.
I knew that a lot of people don't take the time to create these sort of experiences for themselves, and I knew just from surfing, yoga, breath work, like these are all components of a fruitful life, and that's something I wanted to experience. So however I figured it out, I didn't focus on the how. I was just like, I'm gonna make it there. And just being here now, a couple days in, it's worth way more than what I paid for. Just the connection with the women here, the connection with nature, the water, the trees, the jungle. It's just, I feel like I've become a better person because of it.
I'd say the 3 things that have made this trip impactful for me is 1, taking the courage to invest in myself and trusting you for organizing this, and then all the women have made it even more special. I mean, I've literally attracted this tribe, and I'm so grateful that I came. Taking courage to go out in the water takes a lot of courage. Doing things like this, taking time to invest in your joy, also takes courage. And so I think navigating through the waves of life is where it's at for me.
If something like this has been on your heart, please dissolve the I'm not ready fear. Please dissolve the I'm not cool enough fear. Please dissolve the there's no way I can make that happen. Every single woman here had to make something happen to be here. It wasn't easy. They had to move money around. They had to deal with partners not knowing where they were coming. They had to deal with work and children and all the things. But we cannot have each other until we have ourselves. The practice of this life, the practice of all the work that I'm here to facilitate and share is how do we have ourselves so deeply so that we can have each other. That's it. At the end of the day, that's it. How do we heal so deeply? How do we have ourselves so deeply? How do we love and fill ourselves up so deeply that we can be that for others, not the other way around? And if you're gonna do it somewhere like this. All right, let's go.